I just played Duck Detective: The Secret Salami, and, well...
I was a freshly divorced duck, not able to pay next month's rent.
Dude, this is not what I thought he was gonna sound like at all. This game's hard. For how silly and funny it is, maybe I'm dumb. Are people really out here simping for a giraffe? And it was genuinely one of the best detective experiences I've ever had. Duck Detective: The Secret Salami made me laugh. Like, genuinely laugh. The very first moment you hear Eugene McQuacklin speak, yes, that's his actual name, it's impossible to keep a straight face.
Hannah! I'm a different duck now. I haven't had a slice of bread in weeks. You have to believe me!
Dude, this is the best game ever made. Because he doesn't sound like Donald Duck or some cartoonish mascot. No, Detective Duck is gruff, serious. He's a noir detective, complete with a gravelly voice and bleak inner monologues. The contrast between his voice and the absurdity of playing as a duck immediately hooked me. It's ridiculous, yet perfectly fitting. Every character is voiced with charm and sincerity, creating an environment that feels absurdly alive. The dialogue is sharp, snappy, and clever. Jokes don't feel forced, they're earned through timing, great voice acting, and situations that naturally emerge from the premise. But beneath the silliness is a genuinely challenging detective game. The Secret Salami is funny, yes, but it also respects your intelligence and expects you to use it. At the start, the game gently guides you through the deduction mechanics, letting you get comfortable with the concept of piecing clues together, but then it immediately steps back and waits to see if you're paying attention. There were points where I felt genuinely stumped. Sometimes I was straight up guessing, just clicking and hoping, yet every time I brute forced something, the game would reveal the logic behind the correct deduction, saying how you could have figured that out. And it's right, because in other moments the clues clicked effortlessly into place, making me feel legitimately clever. There's a particular late game puzzle I solved immediately with no hesitation, and that was one of the most satisfying moments I've ever had playing a game. What impresses me most is that Duck Detective doesn't simply simulate detective work, it makes you actually do it. You aren't just pushing buttons or connecting highlighted objects. You are genuinely deducing, critically thinking, and solving mysteries. That's something I haven't fully felt even in games built around detective mechanics like Batman the Telltale series or Detroit Become Human. This silly duck game somehow made me feel more like a detective than either of those ever did. And here's how Duck Detective really earned my respect. Everything about it feels intentional. Every joke, every clue, every ridiculous scenario, it all feels exactly as the developers envisioned it. The art style, this charming cardboard cutout aesthetic, immediately sets the perfect tone. Quirky yet noir. Cute yet genuinely mysterious. The soundtrack pulls from classic detective vibes, reinforcing the feeling that you're really unraveling a sinister conspiracy, even if it revolves around a missing salami. To highlight how rare this level of intentionality is, let's briefly talk about Mission Impossible 2. It opens with Tom Cruise climbing a cliff. A helicopter with men in suits and a rocket launcher appears. The rocket hits the top and sunglasses come out. Tom Cruise puts them on, gets the mission details, and then throws them away just for them to explode. All with Limp Bizkit playing in the background. It's hilarious, but not because it means to be. It desperately wants to be cool, and in that desperation, it becomes comedy gold. Duck Detective doesn't have that problem. It knows exactly what it is, what it wants to do, and how it wants you to feel, and it nails it. I went into this expecting a surface level laugh, something silly to pass the time. I assumed Duck Detective was a meme game. Instead, it turned out to be one of the most thoroughly crafted mystery games I've ever played. Here's the harsh truth. We live in an age of constant content overload. There are too many books, movies, songs, games, and yes, YouTube videos released every single day to carefully consider each one individually. We have to judge books by their covers. Otherwise, we drown in endless mediocre content. As a YouTuber, believe me, I get it. 2.4% of people who see my titles and thumbnails actually click on them. And honestly, that's fair. Why should you trust me without reason? Why invest precious moments of your life on something you're unsure about? So here's a question. If you saw a game called Serious Detective: The Investigation Begins, would you pick it up immediately? Would you even notice it in the sea of other games? I wouldn't. But would you pick up something called Duck Detective: The Secret Salami? Absolutely. It's inherently funny, instantly intriguing, and invites curiosity. This silly title masks a genuinely excellent detective experience. Everything Happy Broccoli Games does here is intentional, thoughtful, and incredibly impressive. Duck Detective isn't just some funny detective game. It's a game built by people who know exactly what they want it to be and execute it perfectly. If that's not worth your time, I'm not sure what is. All I know is, I cannot wait to dive into the sequel. Which you can watch me play if you want, I don't know, up to you. Okay, so I left the story intentionally vague because this is a game you should try for yourself. It's normally $9.99, but if you watch this video when it comes out, it's probably on the Steam Summer Sale for however much is on the screen. If it's on sale, I don't know, I'll figure it out. But if you don't want to play it, you can watch my playthrough of it, link in the description and at the end of the video. And finally, I'll be streaming Duck Detective: The Ghost of Glamping on July 7th at 10 a.m. Central Time. Come by, hang out, I'll make a video for it like this one on July 11th. On Mondays, I stream a short game at 10 a.m. Central. On Fridays, I release a video like this, part review, part introspective, part overthinking. Subscribe if you want.